You've never met it. You've never seen it. But right now, an algorithm is quietly predicting your future more accurately than you ever could. Your choices, your relationships, your career, your habits, even your secrets. Not by watching you, but by understanding you better than you understand yourself. Every day, you leave behind a digital trail so detailed that a machine can map out your future behavior with eerie precision. We're not talking about tomorrow's weather or next year's fashion trends. We're talking about your personal path. And the most shocking part is, this prediction isn't based on who you are today, but on who you're becoming without even noticing. Most people think they control their choices. They believe their future is shaped by their decisions, their willpower, their mindset. But the truth is far stranger and far more uncomfortable. Your behavior follows patterns so consistent, so quantifiable, that advanced predictive systems can often foresee your next move long before it ever crosses your mind. This isn't science fiction. This is real research, coming straight from universities like Stanford, MIT, and Cambridge, and the accuracy is higher than you'd ever expect. Let's start with the foundation. In 2015, a joint study from the University of Cambridge and Stanford shocked the world. Researchers discovered that a machine learning model, fed nothing but your Facebook likes, could understand your personality more accurately than your closest friends. It didn't need your photos. It didn't need your private messages. Just your likes, those tiny digital fingerprints. Most of us don't even remember tapping. With as little as 100 data points, it could beat the understanding of your own parents. With 300, it outperformed your romantic partner. After that, the model knew you better than you knew yourself. 10 Kamemit S prediction research. They found that your movement patterns, where you go, how often, at what times, so predictable that your future location can be estimated with nearly 93% accuracy. This isn't because you consciously repeat your routines, but because humans naturally fall into invisible rhythms they never even notice. Harvard followed up on this, revealing that your purchase history, combined with basic demographic data, can predict major life events. A breakup, a move, a new job, even a pregnancy. This happens before you announce it, before your friends know, and sometimes even before you know. This is the foundation behind the new class of predictive algorithms rising today's systems, built not to reflect your past, but to anticipate your future. So, how does it work? Predictive algorithms operate like intricate mirrors, but instead of showing you your reflection, they show the path you're statistically most likely to take. First, they collect your signals to small details you don't think twice about. What you watch, how long you pause on a video, when you scroll late at night, what words you type the fastest, how you respond when you're stressed. These micro behaviors are treated like pieces of a puzzle. Second, the system layers these pieces on top of the data from millions of other people who behave the way you behave. It looks for patterns: emotional, psychological, behavioral. It doesn't need to know why you do something. It just needs to know that people who act like you tend to move in certain directions. The model creates what's called a behavior vector, a kind of map that shows the various futures people like you tend to follow. It's not one single future, but a narrow corridor of high probabilities. Fourth, with enough data, the algorithm starts updating this map in real time. Every new choice you make either strengthens the prediction, weakens it, or redirects it. Fifth, the system uses this moving pattern to estimate the next chapter of your life with surprising clarity. Not with absolute certainty, but with confidence levels high enough to change entire industries, influence major decisions, and shape outcomes. And that brings us to a real-world case study that proved just how deep this goes. In 2018, a team of researchers analyzing over 1 million social media users discovered that major life changes follow measurable digital patterns. Before someone quits a job, their online activity often becomes unstable. Before someone enters a new relationship, their messaging patterns shift dramatically. Before someone experiences emotional burnout, their browsing behavior quietly changes weeks in advance. But here is where it gets really intense. When the researchers compared their algorithm's predictions to the individual's own predictions about their future, the algorithm won again and again. People would say they weren't interested in dating. 1 month later, the system flagged romantic behavior emerging, and it was correct. People said they weren't planning to switch jobs. 6 weeks later, they updated their resumes. People insisted they were fine. The data predicted a breakdown, and the signs appeared exactly on schedule. This wasn't mind reading, it was pattern reading, and it worked. But the twist here is bigger than just prediction accuracy. It's about power, because the most advanced algorithms don't just predict your future, they actively shape it. When a platform knows you're drifting toward loneliness, it shows you content that fits that mood. When it detects a rising interest in a new hobby, it feeds you an entire world of it. When it senses you're becoming impatient, it shortens the content it recommends to you. This doesn't happen consciously or it happens mathematically. Over time, your future stops being something you discover. It becomes something you follow, like a pre-built path you didn't even realize you were walking. And this leads to a consequence most people never consider. If a system can predict your next move, and that same system influences your decisions, then prediction turns into guidance, and guidance turns into a form of control. Not the cinematic, sci-fi kind, but the quiet kind, where your most natural choices feel like they came from you, but were actually gently shaped long before you made them. So here's the uncomfortable truth. Your future is no longer a blank canvas. It's a draft, written in pencil by your own digital behavior, and rewritten every day by the systems that observe you. Your timeline is becoming less about randomness and more about math, less about intuition and more about patterns, less about destiny and more about data. And in a world where algorithms can predict our next move with astonishing accuracy, one question risks not to be answered, but to be felt. If your future can be calculated, how much of it is truly yours? Thanks for watching.